Hey guys, welcome to my new, well, not new, but I haven't really been using my YouTube page for this sort of stuff. So I decided to start doing kind of like vlogs or whatever, but more about just random stuff, like things I like. Still gonna do the podcast, but it's kind of tricky because I'll be just doing stuff and I'll be even with the people that I want to do a podcast with, but then I'll just completely forget about it or will forget about it. I'm just like, I'm so inconsistent. So I thought, well, in between all that, I'll do like video content, so I'll just break down things that I'm into. I'll probably talk about like UFC or whatever, but anime, lots of cool anime stuff out at the moment. Actually, I'll talk a lot about that today. Um, Pro wrestling, mostly WWE, maybe New Japan from time to time when the big thing comes up. And yeah, and I'll like when Game of Thrones or whatever shows come back on, I'll probably talk about that too. Just realized my collar's all messed up. I just got home from work. So anyway, it's chilly time in Melbourne. Kind of colder sooner than I thought it would be because I just got back from New Zealand recently, and it was good. Caught up with family and friends, and yeah, it was good to see everyone. I've only been away from home for like 6 months or so, so it's not like I've been away for very long. But yeah, just thought because I've been watching all these other guys do these live reactions and all that sort of stuff to their favorite animes and whatever, and I was just like, I could probably do the same thing. I'm one of those kind of people. I kind of just copycat off ideas that I like, but I kind of see it as a good way to kind of just keep people up to date with what I'm doing. And yeah, I've been doing a lot of music stuff. Actually, I had a pretty awesome rehearsal last night. Went through to like 1 a.m. and yeah, it was worth it. It was a lot of fun. So that was with my boys Vaughn and Hemi. Actually, I was supposed to do a podcast with them, but we started writing this track and I just lost track of time. So I was like, screw it. It's all good. So yeah, just I guess I'll talk about a few things. So at the moment, been watching lots of well, mostly Dragon Ball Super and Attack on Titan, and as usual, I don't care about spoilers. I'd rather know about stuff straight away. So I found out. So I've kind of been keeping up with where that manga is, and that's like it's just blowing my mind. The mythology, well, I guess like the whole storyline and everything is just like like just on my mind constantly actually like the whole mythology behind why the titans exist and how they came to existence in their world. And um, uh, by the way, there'll be lots of spoilers in this stuff, so if you don't want to hear about how why the titans exist and just spoilers in general, then I'd probably not watch this. But screw it. I mean, look, you're gonna watch it anyway, so you might as well just hear it. I mean, I don't really care about spoilers that much. Maybe for things like Game of Thrones, but they don't really reveal much, and I don't really read the Reddit like blogs or whatever. That's one of those shows I'm just not gonna try and. Well, actually, no, that's not true, because I did read up. There's like a Game of Thrones kind of wiki kind of page, and I ended up reading. Like I knew, well, I knew some stuff like about like the Hound and how he would live on and all that sort of stuff because in the books it kind of gave hints of that. But obviously the books are behind now, so I don't even know where they're up to now at this point. I think, is he still writing it? I mean, whatever, who cares? The series is awesome. But anyway, I'll break down a few things. So over the weekend, I saw the Joseph Parker fight. I mean, look, man, he's fighting some gigantic. I was looking at the guy. I was like, this guy is just huge. Another weird thing was like, because he was like a sparring partner of Joseph, but he was just taking the piss out of it, and it wasn't so much that he wasn't trying. I just felt like he just wasn't getting hurt, and he couldn't. He wasn't at the same level of boxing class as Joseph, but it was his last fight in New Zealand, so he's gonna have to take on some bigger fights now, and it's hard for him because I don't think he has the same kind of same sort of like knockout type. I don't know if it's power or whatever, but you look at a guy like Anthony Joshua. That Klitschko fight wasn't sloppy. It was awesome. It was a great fight. I loved it. But he has the kind of power to get into a scrap and knock a guy out, whereas Joe's kind of he just seems more like he's got the gifts of an athlete and he can do things like his. Like I love how he can do these like triple jabs and all that. He's got awesome speed and he can box, man. He can box, but I think he's not at like that freakish power level like a Deontay Wilder. You know, like I really like Deontay because he's not really your conventional boxer, champion boxer. But anyway, whatever. It's he got through that fight, so I watched that. I didn't watch the Canelo Chavez fight, but I'll probably catch it tonight. But I heard that Chavez got outclassed, and that was kind of what a lot of people were predicting. Sorry, I keep touching my nose. I had a bit of a cold, so I'm a bit nasally, so I apologize for that. But yeah, man, like so I saw about that. I didn't watch the league. I just ugh. Even though I'm living in Aussie, I'm still a Kiwi. Okay, so like yeah, that's just disappointing. And then you hear about all this like cocaine like stuff that's coming out, like all these players like on coke in there. I mean, what the hell is that all about? Like, I get it, you guys gonna party, but look, man, especially if you're a captain, like, don't do that sort of stuff, man. It's just messed up. Plus, you know, when you see a score like that against the Aussies, you're not doing yourself any favors or your team. So anyway, I actually thought that the UFC was on this weekend. Luckily, it wasn't because I would have missed it. But I'm really looking forward to the Stipe versus Junior Dos Santos Part 2 fight for the title. I really like Stipe. He's probably my favorite heavyweight right now. I mean, not just because he wins all the time, but it's kind of like he's always had like he's just a good dude. I mean, he's a fireman. He carries himself really well. He's got that immigrant mentality, as Joey Diaz says. But I mean, look at the way he wins. He wins awesome. He just keeps. I mean, he's an awesome boxer, great wrestler. He's beaten the crap out of so many legends already. I mean, when he smashed Mark Hunt up, that's when people are like, "Oh crap, this he's a monster." And then obviously took out Verdum effortlessly. I mean, Verdum just looked like a total idiot. And I'm a fan of Verdum, but that whole monkey face thing, like he was just a clown. It's like you don't clown a guy like Stipe. Stipe has had that kind of how Weidman was with Anderson Silva in the first fight, like how even the second, but I didn't like how he checked the kick and all. I mean, whatever. But like the thing is, Stipe is just he's not scared of anybody. He'll take on anybody, and he's not gonna lose his cool. Like Verdun wasn't getting through to him, so he starts trying to chase after him and gets knocked out. So he's taken him out. He took out Alistair Overeem, and that fight I was going for the Reem because I'm a big fan of the Reem. But after Stipe knocked his ass out, I was like, you know what? I'm all in. Stipe is the man. He's the best heavyweight, and I honestly hope he knocks out Junior. I like Junior. He's a nice dude, but for Stipe's legacy, I think like I rewatched the first fight, and I felt that it could have gone either way. I felt like it was almost like a draw. So Junior winning it was one of those things. He was Junior Dos Santos that at a time when he was only just coming off those Kane losses, but he was still a huge name. Whereas now, I don't think the judges would be that lenient. But having said that, Stipe's finishing rate is crazy right now, so don't be surprised if he knocks him out. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that fight. I think Joanna is fighting. Is it Jessica Andrade or something? Andrade. And I think I've seen their fight. I think they were friends or something at some point. They had the same manager, but hey, I don't know really too much about how that fight's gonna go. I mean, I like Joanna. I mean, Joanna Champion, as she calls herself. And she can scrap. But the thing is, she hasn't had any finishing. Like she hasn't finished anyone off in her recent fights. So be interesting to see. I don't think she's gonna lose though. I think it's gonna take a special fighter to beat her. And I mean, they're all special fighters, but I just think, look, Joanna's she's the shit. So I don't know what other fights are on that card. I think is it Jorge Masvidal and Damian Maia might be on that one. That's a fight I'm looking forward to. I really like both of them. I like Jorge because I've seen him on Joey Diaz's podcast like twice. Joey keeps mispronouncing his name, keeps calling him Jorge Masvidal, I mean, he's Cuban as well. You'd think he'd pronounce it right. I love Uncle Joey, but I mean, come on, man. It's just so awkward. I don't know. I get uncomfortable, but if it doesn't bug Jorge, then who gives a shit, right? Um, so yeah, that'll be a great fight because that finally determines who's the next welterweight contender. And I have a feeling, actually, they're both so contrasting. Although, Gamebred Masvidal, I was almost gonna say Masvidal. He is primarily a striker, but he reckons his grappling can take him, and he's pretty confident. So yeah, we'll see. I think, but to me, it's a striker versus grappler fight. I actually feel like Damien's probably just a little bit more, but I'll be happy either way. My boy Tyron's gonna take the money either way. I'm a fan of Tyron Woodley, by the way. I don't get all the hate. I know he says all this race card stuff, but look, nobody would be talking about him otherwise. I don't know. It's weird, but I don't care about all that bullshit. Like, seriously, I just like that when he knocked out what's his name, Koscheck, like back in the day. That's like one of my favorite knockouts. Like how he hooked him or something, and then Koscheck was like kind of like in a kind of like a crouching kind of position, and then a 1-2, and that was just fire, man. It was just awesome. So I loved it. And you know, like his fight against Wonder Boy, I really don't like Wonder Boy fighting him because I don't know. I'm all about Tyron Woodley. It's not a race thing. I just like the guy. I think he's a freak athlete. I think he wins fights that people don't expect him to win, and fuck it, I'm on board with him. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see who comes out of that fight to fight him next. So I'm looking forward to the UFC. So I've been watching a lot of anime as well. So Dragonball Super, some crazy stuff just got revealed like past couple of days. So the Tournament of Power, Goku's recruiting all the members. He just this weekend recruited Tien Shin Han and Master Roshi. And that episode was alright. It was more of a filler than the rest of them. I mean, they're all kind of fillers, but they have a point. And this one, man, Master Roshi, a pervert, man. Like it's such a typical dirty old man, and that's been his shtick through from Dragon Ball all the way to Super. But it's kind of been forgotten in Z because there wasn't any time for him to be doing as crazy stuff. I mean, it was always showing him like trying to read like porno mags or whatever, but like this episode, I honestly felt uncomfortable watching it. Like it's borderline like trying to assault this poor girl. It was messed up. But anyway, I've got to rewatch the episode because I think it kind of made Tien look a bit of a weak ass bitch, in my opinion. But apparently, in the next episode, Tien and Goku are gonna actually have a 2-on-2 tag team match against Piccolo and Gohan. Well, Mystic Gohan now. So Ultimate Gohan, Mystic Gohan is back. He's got the bang, so the bang apparently means he's Mystic, but you can tell because he does this thing with his eyes and it unleashes his power. And I'm a big Mystic Gohan's probably. I think my favorite characters is Vegeta, Trunks, and Mystic Gohan, and then Goku. Only because those guys have just more craziest. Like they're not the best, but they have their shining moments. And Goku's the man, obviously. But Ultimate Gohan, he could be like my favorite at times. You know, even Gohan when he went Super Saiyan 2 against Cell. But it'll be great to see him take on Goku. And apparently after the tag team fight, Gohan takes on Goku one-on-one and holds his own against Super Saiyan Blue, that's freaking awesome. But the newest revelation that's just come out is that the episode after that, typical fat-ass Majin Buu, he's just so annoying. Like, he fell asleep, and apparently he won't wake up for another 2 months. And so Goku's now at a predicament as to who's going to be their, the contestant that they need to fill his spot. Enter Frieza. I don't know how I feel about it. Some people are pretty excited, some aren't. I mean, it'll be cool, but now it means that Goku and them are going to have to put up with this treacherous piece of crap Frieza who How is he going to stay loyal? The only way I see this happening is if Beerus pretty much threatens him. But the thing is, he's already dead. But apparently, Baba, Masteroshi's sister, because she has that ability to bring someone back for 24 hours, so she's gonna bring Frieza back. Like Goku's gonna go and convince him somehow. But I feel that maybe Goku will do it, and he'll say you have to do it, otherwise Beerus will. But I don't know what he's gonna say. But apparently Frieza, and they're fooled us all because I mean in the intro it's got a Boo and every part where all the contestants or yeah, like all the contestants of Universe 7 when they were together is, and it's been confusing too because it showed Majin Buu he slimmed down, so he lost a lot of weight. I didn't even know he could do that. I thought he's like a demon, isn't he? So kind of, or like magical. So he kind of just, how did he lose the weight? Did he do that physically, or was he able to just do a spell on himself? Who knows? But I mean, he said it was from training, but it doesn't matter now because he's bloody asleep and he's practically useless. And this is the second time that he's unable to attend a tournament. I mean, the first one was obviously the one against Universe 6, and I mean, it's just so freaking disappointing. But anyway, Frieza, cool. I guess you go Golden Frieza, maybe take on Frost. Maybe Frost goes Metallic Frost or something. That'll be pretty sick. I mean, makes sense to me, metallic, right? He's kind of got the color scheme. Yeah, so I don't know. I just wanted to see Majin Buu. I don't want to have any extra surprises, but you know, whatever. There's a huge fan base for Frieza. A lot of people like Frieza. I never like Frieza. I think he's a piece of crap. He's evil as fuck, and I mean, like, he's just so sneaky. I like seeing him get his ass kicked. That's what I like to see. I never liked anything about him, but he's a good villain. I agree with that, definitely. And I'm usually like, especially with pro wrestling, like I usually like the heels and that, but he's not a. This isn't pro wrestling. This is like Dragon Ball Z, obviously, but like, or it's Dragon Ball Super now. But Frieza's just so like evil. Like he's killed people. He's destroyed all the Saiyans. Like and he just disgusts me. He's just a slimy character. But who knows? Maybe he'll turn around and be one of yet another of Goku's past enemy. Previous foe now turned friend or ally. Maybe. I can't picture it. I mean, what's he going to do? Shake Goku's hand at the end? I guess he's only back for 24 hours, so he goes back to hell. Or maybe they say, okay, we'll let you back. We'll make a deal with you. You do this tournament, and then when you go back, you can have your body. You don't have to be stuck in that little cocoon type thing you're in, and you can kind of just. I don't know what the hell he's supposed to do. He's not good. He's evil, and if he gets his chance, he's going to probably blow up the whole of the afterworld anyway. So, yeah, that's interesting. Really surprised they're doing this, to be honest. But, yeah, I mean, that's going on. And Attack on Titan, man, far out. So the manga where they're up to right now is that it was talking about Zeke, actually, how he, apparently he didn't actually reveal that he's of royal blood, but I think there's probably some that already assumed it because he obviously turned his back on Grisha and his then wife. What was her name? Dina Fritz. So I'm really curious to see how Zeke's gonna go down. I feel he's probably gonna get killed by Eren. Eren's probably gonna eat him. Who knows? But and I mean their interaction is obviously the anime is not up to the yet, but where the anime is up to is the revealing of Bertold and Reiner, which was ridiculous. It was so hilarious because they're talking about they're breaking it down to the rest of the Survey Corps of what went down with Ymir and how she obviously is now Titan, and Historia, who's now revealed herself as Historia. She was defending her, saying, I know she saved our lives. She's obviously going to be on our side and all of that. But while she was doing all of that sort of stuff, Eren is talking to Reiner and Bertold, and they're kind of shitting their pants, like talking to each other in code almost, saying, let's go home, home, and then it was revealed that earlier in the day, or was it 12 hours earlier, I think? I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's 12 hours. But prior to Eren and them coming to the aid of Historia and everybody, it was Eren and the crew, well, it was actually their superiors figured out that Reiner and Bertold, their histories didn't add up, and that they only really came into existence in the records when after the Shiganshina incident 5 years ago. So it's all their records is a bit blurry. So, and obviously where they come from, and then where they came from was turned out to be where Annie's technically from. So they figured out that those two are probably in cahoots with Annie, and so Aaron and them were actually once. Sorry about the coughing, by the way, guys. I'm trying to get rid of all this phlegm and all that crap. So yeah, hopefully it'll be better. But anyway, Aaron and them had a suspicion already prior to all of this that those two, they are under suspicion. So all of a sudden, everyone's about to head out, and Reiner just tells Aaron everything, but it's the way the scene is done. Like it's just amazing. It's hilarious because everyone's like walking this way, and Aaron and those two are there, and then Reiner's just like, so I'm the Armored Titan, he's the Colossal Titan. We're being sent on a mission to destroy humanity here, and you can stop this if you come with us. What do you say? Man, what the hell do you think Aaron's gonna say? So that's when it's revealed that Aaron kind of knew already about these guys, but Aaron was told, don't provoke, like, don't start anything with them. We need to know for sure. So he's just like, Reiner, you're probably just losing your mind. You've been through a traumatizing situation, and it seemed like Reiner gave and agreed at first. He was like, oh yeah, you're right. And then he just said, screw it, I've had enough. And Reiner's character is really interesting because he shows the most remorse out of the two. You think Bertold never said a lot, but he put on the good act of being this innocent guy, whereas Reiner he was like the big brother, the defender, the strong, the muscle of the group. And man, it just breaks Aaron's heart, like when he finds out, because there's an amazing scene. Well, just before that, Mikasa jumps in and just slashes the shit out of the two of them, and they're bleeding and all that. But obviously, if you're gonna hurt someone who's a Titan shifter, they're gonna transform. So what happens is there's this cool image of Reiner and Bertold. They're bleeding, but they've got that lightning that usually appears when they're about to Titan shift, and then boom, and the music's dramatic, everything's dramatic, and they grab Eren and Ymira's body just before it flies away because she's all like in pieces at this point. And Eren's having these flashbacks of all these like moments of them bonding with the boys, and man, the writing of Attack on Titan is it's just it's top level anime, man. Like I've never been so engaged, and it's like it really puts like Walking Dead and all those kind of shows to school. Like I've given up on Walking Dead at this point. Once and you can call me a wimp, but once Glenn died, it just put a sour taste in my mouth. Plus I guess I was kind of like dodgily streaming it, but I'd watch a bit of it and I was like, you know what, screw it. I'll probably like binge watch the whole thing and see where they're up to. I guess right now they're going to team up with the Kingdom and all those guys and try and take on I've already forgotten what Negan's crew's called, but the Saviors. The Saviors? Yeah. What a ridiculous name. So anyway, Attack on Titan's the shit. But yeah, the manga is obviously quite a bit ahead, and it was revealed who the they call it the Pony Titan. I don't know, the four-legged Titan that turns out to be actually a woman or a girl, and Ymira is actually confirmed dead now. So someone had already taken her powers. So that's being revealed as well, and yeah, like. They haven't really said what Eren and them are up to. To be honest, I have the sneaky suspicion that Eren's gonna carve every one of them up, and obviously Armin's gonna be used to his colossal power abilities. So I feel, and I mean, some people saying that maybe Annie will be on their side. Nothing's been said if she's out of her crystal form, but it's been years now. I mean, it's over 5 years since the original, I guess, like, well, where the series has been up to lately. So and now it's revealed that obviously Eren and them only got a couple of years to live. And obviously quite a few more, because he only just recently became a Titan after eating Bertolt. And I'm glad they got rid of Bertolt. Screw both of them. But I mean, freaking Reiner's still around. I mean, he got destroyed in the last that, I guess, what do they call him? The not Far East movement, but something that the Asian continent had that big war with Marley, and they signed a peace treaty. But Reiner pretty much got blown to smithereens in that, so he's obviously going to be out soon anyway. They're going to have to give this power to someone. But I feel those kids, or something's going to happen where I feel Eren will tap into his coordinate ability. But the thing is, I don't quite understand the coordinate ability, because I thought you have to be, like, he has to have contact with royal blood to be able to use it, or something like that. Or he has to be of royal blood to be able to use it, like, himself. But obviously he doesn't have the royal blood, Eldian blood. So I'm not quite sure. I just hope he doesn't get eaten or killed. He shouldn't. He's the protagonist, right? So yeah, I guess I can't really theorize too much, because I can't predict the writing of this show, man. I mean, but yeah, I just feel that when they finally come to Eren and them, they're gonna be ready to take these Mali guys out. I feel he's gonna figure out the coordinate ability, get the walls to turn to Titans, and just go straight into them, just F them up. I feel, and I mean, the other crazy thing that got revealed is that Mikasa and what's his name, Levi, so they're Ackermans, and Ackermans apparently they're not people that can, they're not Eldians, so they can't become Titans, but they have abilities that are enhanced over like a typical human. And so they're saying that they've had something done to them. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I mean, Zeke is drop nuts of them. He's totally scared of them after what Levi did to him. Levi beat the shit out of him. He's only human, so that's amazing. And I mean, we'll all see what Mikasa can do. So there's some link between them. I have a feeling that maybe they were blessed by Ymir, the original Titan. Maybe she enhanced this particular clan of people, or maybe they did something. Some people are saying it's done by experiments. I've got to go back and try and read the mangas. I mean, I'm just collecting pieces that I've heard of and listened to. But yeah, like, I'll be interested to find out. Maybe they're the link that can maybe stop Eren from dying. I'm not sure, but there's something obviously special about them. They are able to do things that, and they can fight, and they don't really get hurt. I mean, Levi got hurt and he's still around. It's awesome. Unlike the stupid live action movie, I'm pretty sure they killed off his equivalent character. But yeah, so Attack on Titan's awesome. Dragonball Super's awesome. Looking forward to the UFC. What else? I guess I've been just doing my music stuff. I've got a few different projects going on, so collaborative stuff with with my crew. I'm also collaborating on writing some songs with another songwriter. Working on my EP. I mean, the songs are pretty much done. I'm just trying to finalize my last song. Like, I don't know. I'm being a perfectionist, but you know, I just want to do it right. I want to do it the best of my abilities, and yeah, hopefully I'll be able to do some shows soon, and I'll be doing a podcast with the boys hopefully this weekend, because we just lost track of time. So I figure, you know, these times when I'm at home, and you know, because might as well do these little videos for everybody. So I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my page, you know, all that stuff that everybody says. It's real loose, man. I'm just keeping it chill. Like, you know, I just want to just share all this crazy shit that I'm thinking about all the time, especially with like the anime stuff, because I don't know, I'm geeking out. Like, my geek power level is just going crazy right now. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Otherwise, yeah, hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll put another one up maybe. Actually, I'll do it once a week, because then I can break down all the things I've seen, and it's easy, and you guys can. But if I watch something or come across something crazy in the week, I'll chuck it up. Even I'll do more content. I mean, it's easy. It's just me talking shit. So yeah. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and yeah, talk to you guys soon. 'Cause I gotta know, so say something.